guys, and welcome to my first ever online battle. The person I'm facing, coincidentally, it was their first battle as well, so we were both in the same boat. At this point, before I deployed my men, I wasn't really sure how it'd go. I had 450 hours of campaign time playing on the hardest difficulty, but obviously AI is nothing like a human counterpart. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to talk you through my army, starting with the right flank, and then we'll have a look at my centre here, and then out to the left flank. Have a quick look at the terrain and show you what it's like, and then have a look at the Prussian army, and then we'll get into it. Right, so starting with my right flank here, we'll start over here. We have my dragoons, a unit of heavy dragoons. They're good in the sense that they can get off their horse and fire with their carbines. They're also good at running down enemies as well. Here I have a regiment of foot, basic regulars really, and to their left another regiment of foot. So that's my right flank. Here at my centre, we're starting here. I actually have some Highlanders who are hiding in the tree line here and waiting for the enemy to come in and pounce on them. These were here by default before I deployed, but I thought I'd leave them there because there's the advantage of being able to ambush any enemy before they even know what's happening. You can send them anywhere to flank and get behind the enemy as well. Just to their left here we have a regiment of Lightfoot. Not in the best position, they're behind a hill, so they couldn't really get accurate shots on until the enemy are just on this ridgeline here. But again, these are quite mobile and you can move them around. And Lightfoot are good in the sense that they all fire at the same time, in double rank, so they can put down some good fire on the enemy. Just to their left here we have the King's German Legion here, who are fearless and well disciplined. I think they're my only elite unit here. And here, the core of my centre, I have my 6-pounder artillery batteries. Their range is not brilliant, it's 400 yards, but they're quite accurate. So, and they can also fire canister as well, which is at close range, it's like a shotgun, which is devastating, it really is. So you have 8 of them. Imagine if there was a line of infantry just there, they would be completely demolished. So out there on my left flank I have another regiment of Lightfoot, and to their left I have a regiment of foot, just the regulars. And here on the left as well I also have another battery of artillery here, but they're 9-pounders, so they're not as accurate as the 6-pounders, but have a 520 yard range, so we can engage targets a bit further out before they get to us. And when they hit their target as well, they deliver a good amount of damage. And my final unit of infantry here is just British regulars, a regiment of foot. And then here in the trees hidden is my other unit of light dragoons here, and they're hidden. So yeah, that's it for my army really. I have my left flank, my centre and my right flank. So now we're going to have a quick look at the terrain. As you can see, it's quite hilly and it varies from spot to spot. It's not flat grasslands or anything like that, so it's quite a tactical map. There's a lot of places where you can be where you're in cover from enemy artillery, and there's a lot of places as well where you're quite exposed to enemy artillery. There's a couple of farmhouses here, one at my centre, and then there's one on my right flank as well, which is very exposed to the enemy. If you look here, the enemy can quite easily see it. I find it's never really worth putting troops in there unless it's in really good cover, because it gets destroyed so easily, and before you know it the enemy have just completely destroyed it and killed all your men as well. There's a lot of woodland as well, which is good for hiding troops in, which I have done here with my Highlanders. So yeah, this map is very different from spot to spot, and it's very tactical as well. So we're on the Prussian side here, having a look at their army and what they can see. You can see my army in the distance there. We'll start with their left flank, and we'll start over in these trees here, because they actually have 2 units of riflemen in these trees, which are very good at long range and can put down a lot of fire before you can even get to them. So they're very useful. And just beside those are their first unit of hussars here. They're very good at running down the enemy, which would be me. So they're good in that sort of sense. They're fast as well. In front of those is their musketeers, which are just basic regular line infantry, which would be the core of their army. And further up the hill here we have another regiment of foot. We have their general, who I must say looks very eager to get on with this. They have their 12-pounder here, which is their only artillery piece, but it has such a great range, it's unbelievable really. I think it's 600 yards, maybe more, not sure. But it's very good. I mean, they can hit me before I can hit them. So I'd have to move up my stuff to be able to get in range of this thing. So they can almost get started straight away by firing upon me. Just going down the hill here. There's another regiment of foot. And that's their left flank really. Their centre here just consists basically of line infantry. A few units of those. They actually outnumber me because of the fact that they have quite a few units of these regiments of foot. So yeah, that's their centre pretty much. And their right flank now. This is their second unit of cavalry, which is again hussars. Very quick and mobile. And finally, just 2 regiments of foot here and here. So yeah, that's it really. As I say, it was my first battle and his first battle, so it was quite an even contest. And we're just making our way over here now to start the battle. So I'm just moving my general into this hill here, so he's covered by everything. So the Prussians make their first move by moving their artillery up to within range of me. They didn't have to move it that far. I mean, the best part of 10 meters there to get into range of me. We'll just watch this as they fire their first volley. We just took 2 casualties there. There's one of them.
Line ready, sir.
There's the other. So that's I think we only take 1 more casualty, and here I'm actually moving them back into cover behind this hilltop. I find out that just in this sort of valley thing here, they're actually in cover. So I move those back. So there's a lot of this just standing and looking at each other across the field here. Naturally, I'm sort of a defensive general, so I was sort of waiting for him to make the first move, but he was quite happy to stay on this hill for a good 10 to 15 minutes. So I had to attack at that point, and obviously he's got his 12-pounders just happily firing at distance, inflicting a few casualties. He's actually destroyed this farmhouse, or getting there 90%. So if I did have my troops in there, they would have been killed. So here we are, my first move, and we're on the attack. I've started to move my left flank up by bringing up 3 regiments of foot. And I'm actually moving them, I think it was here. Yeah, I think I moved them here. So that we can start to push forward here and maybe destroy their right flank. And force maybe other troops to move forward. At the same time, their riflemen are moving up as well. In the cover of the trees here. I actually bring up my King's German Legion as well with the left flank. Because I don't want my left flank to be outnumbered here, because obviously that's quite a big bit of my army, and if they all get destroyed then we don't really have the attacking force. So I want it to be a strong attack on this left. Also, as you can hear as well, I'm bringing up my 9-pounders to get into range of the enemy. There's no point of having 3 artillery pieces if they're not going to be doing anything. It was a waste of time otherwise bringing them. So here, 15 minutes in, the Prussians are moving forward, it seems. Only a slight bit, but their rifleman is actually making more ground up here on the left. I begin to move my right flank back a bit, because I guess I'm slightly worried that they'd be too exposed on their own. So if I move them back a bit, my Highlanders here can come in and help if need be. So whilst the Prussians are moving up, I decided to move up my 6-pounders, see if I can get in range of them without being too exposed to their 12-pounders. Again, the logic was there, what's the point of having all this artillery if I'm not using it? And it's just sitting back. My left flank is almost in position now. You can see the enemy just reorganising his lines, moving back. He's so adamant on defending now that he doesn't really want to attack, he wants me to make the first move. And at this point also I've only taken 3 casualties. Well, 2 here at the moment, but
Don't call me sir, I work for a living.
but we take 1 more and that's it really from the 12-pounder. It hasn't really been that effective. It's got the range, but it just can't get the accurate hits. I'm moving up my light foot here to bring in some support for my 6-pounders here. Okay, so here the riflemen are again on the move. I decide to actually send my dragoons in because they're quite exposed. I see this line infantry perhaps trying to move up to protect the riflemen, but the dragoons are just too quick. So I've just given the order there to attack. This is probably the most important part of the battle here. So I really wanted to get my cavalry over here to destroy this other unit as quickly as possible before the line infantry can get any fire on me. He also sees this happening and starts to panic, and he sends his hussars in. You can see some fire now coming down. He actually sends both units of his hussars in. We take a few casualties here. You see the Prussian line infantry forming square. I'm trying to order my dragoons to pull back as quickly as possible to here, so that they could be protected by these 2 units here. But they just keep getting engaged with the enemy, and we're taking heavy losses here. We've nearly lost half our heavy dragoons. This bit is quite funny because they send their cavalry in I think towards my 6-pounders. They think, let's get them now, let's get them now.
Infantry!
So I formed my Highlanders into square, which they didn't even know were there. So they get some great fire down. Not only that, but I get my artillery to put canister in. As you can see, how devastating the canister is. Just absolutely devastating. My Highlanders getting some great fire down on these Prussians. And that effectively wipes out the cavalry. See this guy getting dragged, well, the horse died. So the Highlanders didn't take one casualty there. And the enemy cavalry is gone. A few of them still getting hit. So in that engagement, I wiped out both units of their hussars and both units of riflemen. So they're at a disadvantage now. They don't have the flanking movability that we have. Our left flank is moving in here, a bit further up. And if you look at the actual map, I'm in blue and the enemy's in red. You see how narrow their lines are now. So we can almost encircle them using a combination of artillery and infantry movements. I'm also moving up my right flank. Ideally I want to take this hill here, and at the same time I want to push in my left flank to encircle them in. My 9-pounders are now moving in a bit closer because I really want to get some fire on top of that hilltop to take out the 12-pounders. That's really their only advantage, is this their centre with the 12-pounder. But again, once I'm in range, I can start to destroy them. I actually lost one of my 6-pounders. It got hit by the 12-pounder. So the Prussians are approaching us. If you have a quick look at the mini-map again, you see they're really getting circled in. It's almost like their backs are against the wall now. So they're forced to start pushing forward, otherwise they're going to get encircled. There's my left flank there, my right flank which we're looking at, and my centre. And I also have my cavalry still hidden, which they don't actually get engaged in this battle, which I should have really put them into use, but I completely forgot about them, to be honest. There's a good volley there. So now we're at real battle here. Prussians taking a while to get their first volley away. I managed to get another volley out there. While this is going on, I have my Highlanders and light infantry here taking some casualties. So here we're slightly outnumbered infantry-wise, and my light infantry is getting absolutely destroyed here.
Light troops, prepare for cavalry!
I begin to withdraw these because they're just getting absolutely destroyed. and if they can destroy my right flank, it means they can go straight for my really exposed artillery here. But at this point I start to move across my Germans, my German foot, the German Legion, across to try and help, when actually I should have left them where they were in the first place, so they could have actually been there quicker. But we're getting absolutely destroyed here.
Right away, Sarge.
My regiment of foot here taking the long way round. Luckily they're manoeuvring as well, otherwise they could have got some really good fire down on these guys. They're really exposed, running right in front of the enemy. I was hoping they'd run round the building around here, but they just ran straight across. A great volley there by the regiment of foot. Prussians getting some fire down now. One of their units is actually retreating here, I think because they're scared about being flanked by the German foot there.
Beware, cavalry! Hold position!
Great volley there, great volley. So here we have the Prussians ready with their bayonets fixed, ready to charge at my army here. Some of their men retreating now. I moved my furthest regiment of foot that was on the right flank in to kill some of them. We actually encircled them here and get fire from every side on the enemy, as you can see there. Absolutely getting destroyed there. They literally bring up the rest of their force here, so they've got another regiment of foot. I formed these into square while I'm getting my light infantry into position. I was worried because their general had actually moved up, so I thought he was going to charge with him. So I put them into square. I actually moved up my general as well to help motivate the troops. It's getting quite smoky now with the amount of gunfire.
Yes, sir. Right away,
So, knowing now that he's not going to charge with his general, I put these back into line. They're taking some heavy casualties here. As you can see, they're bringing up the rest of their infantry here. There's quite a few of them left. Going for another charge here. But they're facing my King's Legion, the German Legion here. Another unit of Prussians coming in. Will my German Legion hold? Down to 77 men. Yet another unit of Prussians coming in. My German Legion's still holding. Only 45 men left. "28 of them left, 26, 24. And finally they break with only 20 men remaining. Bringing my Highlanders here to... They should have been there quicker, but they took a while to get there. Absolute mayhem here. I'm bringing up my general to provide some motivation to my troops here. I think I give the order for him to inspire them. And now the Prussians completely break in and run in. At this time, my left flank, who are yet to be engaged in any combat whatsoever, are starting to push up on that hill. I mean, the right flank completely was the main focus point. A lot of dead bodies here on the floor. He actually brings his general in now to charge. And they're getting absolutely destroyed by the volleys here. He was actually going for my general, so I sent him in to try and kill their general, which I think he gets.
Sir, our general is under attack.
And that's the battle run, really. It was an interesting first one. I was worried about going online and being absolutely destroyed, but obviously we were both inexperienced, so it could have really gone either way. And as you can see there's the final results. So you can see I was slightly outnumbered, but did alright. My best unit was my Highland foot, who killed the most. So yeah, this is something different. I've done a Napoleon Total War video before, but I might start doing these quite regularly now, because it's I want to face somebody who's really, really experienced and give me a really good battle. And if I get beaten, I get beaten. What can you do? But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy your day. See ya.